What is good, fam? Drake just burned $2.5 million in less than 2 days while the whole hip-hop world watched him lose his mind in real time. This man used to run the entire culture, but now he is just an expensive warning for everyone else, and it is honestly some nasty shit to see. On July 19, 2026, he put down a massive $1.5 million bet for Argentina to win the World Cup final in regular time. Spain ended up taking that victory with a 1-0 win in extra time, which made Drake's betting slip completely worthless. One day before that total disaster, he dropped another $1 million on Conor McGregor returning to fight Max Holloway, and we all saw how that ended for the OVO leader.
Hey there, Drake fans. It looks like Drake's sports betting curse strikes again. The Canadian musician may have some serious talent when it comes to making music, but his luck seems to run out when it comes to sports betting. In fact, he's developed a bit of a reputation for his poor picks, with losses including wrongly picking Barcelona in a Clasico, the Miami Dolphins' Charles Leclerc, and various losing UFC fighters. And don't forget about that time he picked Argentina to win the World Cup final, only to lose the bet because he had them winning in 90 minutes when the game was won on penalties. Now, we're not saying that Drake is a bad luck charm or anything, but some have even suggested that he brings bad luck to athletes. Could it be that his betting losses are actually affecting the outcome of sporting events? We'll let you decide.
The whole Drake curse thing is not just a funny internet joke anymore, because it turned into a financial nightmare that defines his entire 2026 run. The boy is gambling his whole legacy away since he cannot dominate the charts without using massive gimmicks and stunts to stay relevant. He is trying to buy back the aura he lost when Kendrick Lamar dismantled him, but you cannot win respect at a sportsbook. The details of this betting bloodbath are insane when you see how much money is going down the drain. That World Cup bet showed Drake being loud and wrong, since he put up $1.5 million for a potential $5.1 million payout that never had a chance.
In fact, he's developed a bit of a reputation for his poor picks, with losses including wrongly picking Barcelona in a Clasico, the Miami Dolphins' Charles Leclerc, and various losing UFC fighters. And don't forget about that time he picked Argentina to win the World Cup final, only to lose the bet because he had them winning in 90 minutes when the game was won on penalties.
He completely ignored how high-stakes soccer actually works by betting on regular time, and that move cost him every single cent. Then he thought McGregor was a safe bet against Max Holloway, which proves his sports knowledge is as shaky as his defense in a rap battle. This is not a one-time thing, since he lost $1 million on Super Bowl 60 in February and blew $300,000 on Yannick Sinner at the US Open. Bloomberg and Complex are already reporting on the social media mockery following the Argentina versus Spain final, and the fans are not being kind to him. This reckless gambling feels like a massive cry for attention now that the Kendrick Lamar feud stained his image as a winner.
That is the slogan for today's video, because when things don't work out the way that you envision, when things don't work out for a certain artist, when the numbers are a bit low, you just have to blame Drake, or you blame Drake fans, because Drake fans control the algorithm.
Drake is shifting to these high-stakes losses just to keep the cameras on him, which is a play to mask his fading impact. He would rather be known as the guy who lost $2.5 million than the guy who lost his crown. We are watching the death of the Midas touch, and every failed bet is another nail in the coffin of his status. The man is terrified of becoming irrelevant, so he is posting these losses publicly to stay in the news. He is leveraging his lifestyle to distract everyone from the fact that his music is not the focus of the culture anymore. The internet is a total roast session right now, and fans are saying the Drake curse is the most consistent thing about his career. It got to the point where if Drake bets on your team, you should probably just pack your bags and go home.
Now, we're not saying that Drake is a bad luck charm or anything, but some have even suggested that he brings bad luck to athletes. Could it be that his betting losses are actually affecting the outcome of sporting events? We'll let you decide.
This is about the loss of that winner energy that once made him feel like he was invincible. Athletes used to want him around for good luck, but now they probably avoid him like the plague because his energy is toxic. The monopoly is over, and seeing him struggle to find an identity outside of being a professional loser is wild for someone who once had the game in a chokehold. He is playing a dangerous game with his brand, and people will only remember how much money he lost while his competition was busy winning. Drake is out here throwing millions away on sports he barely understands, but the real industry numbers are shifting in a way he cannot gamble his way out of. A Forbes report from July 27, 2026 confirmed that Future has officially tied Drake for the most #1 hits in the history of rap.
Well, that's like him. He might sue you for speaking of him on this situation.
Did you listen to Iceman, the new?
I listened to some of it. My
What you think,
engineer
right?
was horrendous.
Seeing Future take that spot at the top tells us exactly who the business actually values in this new era. Drake kept his single Janice shut the fuck up at #1 for 9 weeks, but those were some desperate tactics to keep it there. He dropped 3 full albums at the same time just to manufacture enough noise to keep that one song floating. This moment is the business version of the Not Like Us situation because it proves the OVO monopoly on the charts has finally collapsed. Future did not need to flood the streets with dozens of mediocre tracks to catch up. He just stayed in his lane while Drake started spiraling into a quantity over quality trap. It is a trash look when your former collaborator outperforms you without using corny gimmicks. And it shows that the industry is finally moving past the era where Drake could bully his way to the top.
That is the slogan for today's video, because when things don't work out the way that you envision, when things don't work out for a certain artist, when the numbers are a bit low, you just have to blame Drake, or you blame Drake fans, because Drake fans control the algorithm.
The crown is slipping, and no amount of gambling or triple album dumps can hide the fact that the culture is choosing a new leader who does not need to play games. The desperation looked even worse on May 15, 2026, when Drake dropped Iceman, Habibti, and Maid of Honor all on the same day. Critics and industry panels are already dragging this triple album release as an exhausting failure for his long-term legacy. Drake is trying to flood the zone because he is terrified that a single project might fail on its own merits if he does not drown the listener in content. When you look at the staying power of those 3 projects compared to what Kendrick Lamar is doing with GNX, the difference in quality is night and day.
That's like him. He might sue you for speaking of him on this situation.
Did you listen to Iceman, the new?
I listened to some of it. My
you think
engineer
about
it was horrendous.
Kendrick is holding down much higher critical acclaim and a stronger presence in the streets with a fraction of the tracks Drake is putting out. The July 30th Rap Life Review noted that the replay value of Drake's latest music is already plummeting despite the streaming records he tried to flex on social media. People are getting tired of the bloat and the endless filler that comes with these massive data dumps. This strategy might trick the algorithms for a couple of weeks, but it does nothing to fix his reputation as a rapper who lost his creative edge. He is fighting a war of attrition against his own fans by forcing them to sit through hours of music that nobody will remember in 6 months. The culture wants quality over quantity every time, but Drake is too busy playing a numbers game to realize he is losing the respect of the people who matter. This triple album mess is just another symptom of a man who knows his time at the top is running out, and he is doing anything to stay relevant, even if it means saturating the market with garbage.
That's like him. He might sue you for speaking of him on this situation.
Did you listen to Iceman, the new?
I listened to some of it. My
you think
engineer
about
it was horrendous.
Before we move on and see how Future is basically snatching the crown while Drake's brand falls apart, tell me what y'all think. Is the boy officially choosing a check over his legacy, or is he just washed at this point? Tell me in the comments. No cap, and while you at it, like and subscribe. Let's continue. We are watching a total erosion of a brand that used to seem too big to fail. When Future ties your records right as your critical reception hits an all-time low, it is a sign that the industry is correcting itself. The days of Drake being the only person allowed to have a #1 hit are over. Seeing him get replaced by someone he used to look down on is some cold justice right there. This is not just about numbers on the screen, it is about the feeling in the streets and the fact that nobody is rushing to play those new Drake tracks after the first week. He is losing the battle for attention and the battle for quality at the same time, and his only response is to gamble more money and drop more mediocre music. It is a cycle of failure that is becoming harder to ignore every single day. While Kendrick is moving with precision and Future is moving with consistency, Drake is just moving with panic. The results are showing in the charts, and they are showing in the bank accounts of the people who are betting against him. This is the new reality for OVO, and it is looking more like a sunset every time we check the reports. This bleeding isn't limited to his betting apps, as Drake's business empire is hitting a massive brick wall in the real world lately.
That is the slogan for today's video, because when things don't work out the way that you envision, when things don't work out for a certain artist, when the numbers are a bit low, you just have to blame Drake, or you blame Drake fans, because Drake fans control the algorithm.
According to a July 28th, 2026 report from County Live, his plans for the Drake Devonshire expansion have stalled out completely due to heritage permit delays. This project has been dragging on for 8 years now, which proves his influence in Ontario isn't what it used to be during his prime years. It is a nasty look when your own hometown starts throwing up red tape and refusing to give you the green light on your investments. This follows the news from February of 2026 that he lost millions on his abandoned Los Angeles property because of massive security concerns following the 2024 beef. He had to walk away from a fortune because the environment he created became too toxic for him to even live in safely. When you connect the dots, Between failed real estate deals, these gambling bloodbaths, and eroding chart numbers, you see a man facing setbacks in every sector of his life. This cultural eviction is real, and it is reaching all the way back to his home base in Toronto. That $2.5 million loss over a single weekend is the ultimate symbol of where Drake stands right now. He is playing for high stakes with low rewards, and he is getting zero respect from the people who actually run this culture. My original thesis remains true, as he is clearly using these gambling stunts and bloated triple albums as a smokescreen to hide his declining efficiency as a hitmaker. He cannot make a lean, classic album anymore, so he just throws everything at the wall and hopes streaming numbers save his ego.
That is the slogan for today's video, because when things don't work out the way that you envision, when things don't work out for a certain artist, when the numbers are a bit low, you just have to blame Drake, or you blame Drake fans, because Drake fans control the algorithm.
While Kendrick Lamar is building cinematic experiences and Future is snatching his historic records, Drake is just a guy losing millions of dollars on a random Sunday afternoon. The golden touch is officially dead and gone for the boy. The only thing left of his legendary run is that Drake curse. And at this point, he is the only one who has to live with the consequences. Tell me your thoughts on whether the OVO era is officially over, or if he can buy his way back into our good graces. Let me know in the comments. No cap, and while you at it, like and subscribe.